より気ないですね。
Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Blade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility. Howdy, Overwatch fans. Welcome to week 1 of the Overwatch Tranquility Community Tournament Season 5. Tonight we have an incredible matchup between two brand spanking new teams to Overwatch Tranquility in their first match of the season. Gamma versus Barbados is sure to be the fight to get the season started into high gear, but with so little history on the teams, it's truly anyone's game. My name's Captain Jack, and I'll be your play-by-play tonight with Booth on analyst. Booth, what are you hoping to see from our teams tonight?
Well, this is going to be an exciting one. This is the first casted match, obviously, for both teams, but both new teams to the community. Some familiar faces when you were going to read through the rosters, as you'll definitely remember if you were around in Season 4. But I think it's going to be an interesting one to see kind of some of these newer teams here in the Discord tier, what they have to offer, how much they've been scrimming, see if that's able to come through. The meta is kind of in a weirdest kind of state right now, so we'll see if both teams are running double shields a lot tonight or if they're starting to pull out some dive. But I'm excited to see what kind of these new rosters have to offer.
I can definitely agree with that. And we just want to let you know ahead of time, this is, well, actually, if you're watching this, hello, welcome to the Tranquility YouTube channel. We're glad to have you here. Be sure to hit that subscribe and punch that bell so you get notified every time we upload new content here. This is our first YouTube feature match that we're doing. So we're working through a couple of little bugs. You'll notice throughout the match that there are only technically 2 players that have been named the entire time. We will try to fill those in as best we can as the match continues on, but you'll essentially just see people labeled as like Winston or Zarya or Tracer with just 2 people with their actual gamer tags on there. But we'll work through this as we continue on throughout the season, and it's definitely still going to be an incredible match. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams coming in for Gamma. We've got Pulsis, Nathal, Sassafras, Xerox, Demel, and Nefarious. And for for Barbados, we have Takanam, Vietnamese, May, Tempest, Evates, and Shiny Flare. Our first map is going to be Lijiang Tower. We have that labeled in our team names. That's why I almost read that off as the team. But that's where we're going to be headed to first. So let's go ahead and get into the first match. It looks like we're going to be headed to the Gardens to start things off. So it looks like the teams are already looking kind of set up for their attack, but they still have time to shift things around. Booth, we've been seeing this Winston Zarya that seems to be possibly coming out of Gamma here very often with the meta changes that have been coming out. Do you think that that's something that will be viable to the team going forward?
Definitely here on this map. I mean, Dive's always been pretty good on this first point of Gardens, and I think the Winston Zarya is so strong combo. You don't get to see it all that often, so it's going to be fun to see the teams open, but I think Winston gives you so much value in these tight spaces. You're going to see that Tesla cannon be able to cleave damage into everyone.
That is true, and we have the Farah Mercy coming out from Barbados as well, so let's go ahead, get into the action. Pulses already on the objective right now, trying to fight against Gamma as the first pick comes in for Xerox, May, and Takanam trading blows on the objective, though, as they take control. Big hack coming in onto the Diva for Barbados as they try to grab the objective. Currently continuing to hold strong. Takanam gets the last pick on Nefarious, and they will grab the objective, starting their percentage climb.
Yeah, and you just see that difference you have between main heals there on the side of Barbados versus Gamma. That Moira gave a lot more value, but especially because of the Ana on the side of Gamma got picked off so early to that Tracer. So losing that main heals doesn't really let your team sustain through. But now you see the switch over to the McCree there from Sassafras, trying to put some more pressure on the Farah, nearly taking him down, but probably going to add a lot more pressure onto this Tracer as well from Barbados.
That is true, and my monitor just had an issue if we didn't already have issues tonight. So let's get... Hopefully I can get that back on quickly. There we go. Back into the action. We already see the coalescence coming out from Shiny Flare as we see them continue to hold on to this objective. Xerox with the big barrage, ends up getting the double, coming in, looking to see if they can get the triple takedown May, but Saspers will end up falling to May instead as Takanom takes Xerox out of the sky, 47% and climbing for Barbados.
Yeah, well, the Fair Barrage was really good there, but it just was a little bit too late. I mean, they lost a lot of the members, and with the Mercy falling at the end, it's kind of hard to push through 4. But gonna have some ultimates available for Barbados here as well. I mean, they have the Pulse Bomb, the Diva Bomb, and they're gonna have the Primal Rage with the Valk. Actually, 5 ultimates about to be up for them. So it's really gonna have to come down to if Gambit can take a quick fight here, or maybe try to poke a little bit and build up some ultimates. But I mean, be watch out for this Fair coming down from the top from Tempest.
Up here comes Big Barrage. The Barrage gets stunned out by a Sassafras on the McCree right there. They're just going to go ahead and clean up the objective, though, despite not being able to use that Barrage. The Barbados is just cleaning everything up in that side room. We are headed into final fight territory with Barbados holding very strong.
Very strong, and it's going to be so difficult if they can touch them. Moira's going to have to fade in, but the high noon has got to be huge here from Sass.
Sassafras able to get Diva and evades right there, just cleaning it up. Xerox in with the Barrage, gets a double of their own as the res from Nefarious brings Xerox back into the fight. Pulse is able to follow up on Shiny Flare, and they grab the objective, starting the percentage climb for Gamma.
Wow, the DPS from Gamma really coming in clutch there for the team. One big thing, though, Neville still has that Graviton Surge. It's going to be available for them. And the Diva pick over from Vietnamese can try to get the eat off, but if you grab the wall, you're not going to be able to eat that.
Ooh, nope. And Xerox is going to go ahead and finalize onto Takanom right there. Even get the boop onto Shiny Flare as well. And they are holding this point very strong, getting themselves up to 30% and climbing for Gamma.
Yeah, very quick fight for them. Good job out of the side of Barbados to lose quick. One big ult used. They do have this Coalescence that's going to be available for Demo here on the side of Gamma, but they need to be looking out for this Fair who's going to get Barrage here soon. But if you don't have the Fair on the field, you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. With Saspras switching over to the Ash, you're able to get a lot more precise range than you normally would with the McCree. So that is some good picks. Saspras, another one, grabbing Shiny Flare as they head back to spawn. And just see this forward momentum from Gamma right now, just pushing into the enemy spawn and then retreating back before the fight starts once again. The res comes in, 70% and climbing right now as Takanom jumping into the objective. Tempest trying to see if they can help him out from above, earning up that Barrage, but Xerox has a Barrage of their own, and here it comes, Barrage on Barrage. It is a Barrage sandwich in the sky, but Xerox will come out on top, getting the triple kill as Vietnamese follows up onto Xerox, 90% and climbing as Gamma continues to hold strong on the objective.
Yeah, this DPS combo out of Gamma has been insane. The Ashe has done such a good job putting pressure onto the pharmacy here, and it's really just got to be stall heroes now for Barbados to kind of come to point. But when you keep losing Tempest at the beginning of every fight, I mean, Sassafras switch over on the Ashe has been just insane for them.
Yep, that is not going to be good for them. Xerox and Nathal following up as the Diva Bomb comes over the side. Doesn't get anyone that is looking for, but Xerox cleaning up the objective right now. Ends up taking down Vietnamese right there. They will secure the objective 100-99 as Gamma takes the garden.
Yeah, they almost lost that. I mean, barely getting that touch to even contest for that first 100 points. But Gamma looking incredibly strong after that flip. I mean, I don't know if it was just switching over to that Ashe afterwards and having point presence was enough to just like pressure Barbados away with the dynamite coming through. But really good job from them. The DPS coming in pretty clutch for them, but I think the heals also did a great job. Demo seemed to have that Coalescence like at the beginning of every single fight on the side of Gamma, so good job all around from them, but really closely contested there.
That is true, and it looks like the team's looking to use the Symmetra to get out of spawn quickly. The question is which team, if either, will hold on to it. It looks like Sassafras looking to stay on that Symmetra for the quick teleport into spawn. Yeah, both teams going to go ahead and use it. So they're just going to beat themselves in the middle. Oh no! Demel ends up taking down Tempest as they go through the teleporter, also taking down the teleporter. Just seconds did they get to the objective first. And with it getting ready to unlock, it looks like they are going to hold up their attack. Barbados just kind of holding back in spawn until they get their Symmetra back in the action.
Yeah, that's a good call from them. I like to switch over to the McCree there on Barbados. I mean, the Pharmacy Symmetra comp isn't normally what you end up seeing on any kind of any control point like this. So I like to switch over to the McCree. They can help deal with that a lot. But it's an interesting approach for them here to not really be pushing in with this teleporter yet. They're kind of just pushing in a 6.
That is true, and it looks like the teleporter going to try to take the high ground as best as they can, but the damage coming in from Xerox and Sassafras is just too much. Immortality Field keeps the team up as they continue to just pressure the front line of Barbados, sending them back to spawn once again, 35% in climbing for Gamma.
Yeah, now they're getting close to have this Symmetra wall up, and they're going to have a shatter here soon from Pulisic. So, in a pretty good spot here if you're Gamma. Going to be about, like, maybe 55-60% before a full fight will happen. But one thing is, Neeples hasn't got tons of percentage yet here on the Sigma, and kind of matching the Zarya that has a little bit of damage. But these fights have been so quick, it's not really been tons of time for this tank to really be pushing in and getting that ult percentage up.
That is true, and with the barrier up right now, it is keeping Barbados at bay for now, trying to earn up that shatter, gets the shatter, but the nano coming in onto Takenom, looking to see if they can get the value they're looking for. Xerox with the barrage ends up taking down Tempest, who is swapped over to the Ashe, and here come the big boops of 8, sending Nathal over the side, also taking down Demel right there as Vietnamese following up on Nefaria. Xerox, the only one left near the objective, trying to see if they can pick off Evades, and at the 86% mark, we will see control swap back over to Barbados.
They are, and kind of weird. Gambit trying to take point back here a little bit, but not really fully set up yet. You see that Valk coming out, but I mean, Barbados still on the point here. That's a very the res got canceled too. Oh, that's gonna stop her.
And the Valkyrie taken out right there. Just a desperate attempt to try to get back to the objective and take it quickly back while their numbers were down, but the trickle effect still was impacting them. Barbados now 25% and climbing as they take a solid hold of the objective.
Yeah, and almost full sale switches coming out. You see the Brig Moira coming out now, dropping the Pharmacy, picking up the Doomfist. First time we've seen that tonight out of Xerox. Ashe, we have Sassafras going back over to that Ashe again, which is working pretty well for them.
That is true. Xerox making their way through the side as Nathal getting a big gravitic flux right there. Deadeye coming in from May, though, looking to see if they can get some value, but the Doomfist, Xerox working their way in the back line. Shatter ends up grabbing the entire team, and May just starts clicking heads immediately as Xerox able to take down Takenom before falling to Tempest there in the end. 63% in climbing for Barbados.
Yeah, big shadow there from Takenom. They're going to have that nano boost available here to throw onto that Reinhardt for this fight, as well as having that Bob to be contesting. So Barbados looking in good territory. I mean, we're getting close to the last fight here, 75% in climbing for them. Unless Gamma takes a really quick fight and has to go through with stalls, I mean, this is going to be the end for them. So the ultimate advantage kind of between both teams here. No team really higher than the other.
That is a fat shatter coming in from Pulsis right there as we just see them clean up the objective, but the nano going in onto the Bob is trying to hold everything together for Barbados, but getting taken out so quickly by Sassafras's dynamite, they are going to send them back to spawn, grab the objective, and Gamma will be heading into final fight territory.
I know Takenom just got to touch on the edge. He's going to get taken down from the Bob eventually, but just stall heals available, but it's going to be hard to stall when you have a team full of armor there from this rally up from Nefarious.
That's true. As overtime ticks away, it looks like that will be it. Gamma taking the first match here on Lijiang Tower 1-0 against Barbados.
Yeah, Gamma looked so strong there on that second point. I mean, we saw how closely contested it was back on the first point where Barbados seeming to win, but the DPS for Gamma seeming to really step it up and jump over Barbados after they got that point presence back. And then I think the DPS again proved to be strong there from Gamma. Sassafras and Xerox coming on the Doomfist at the end, just being really, really strong for both teams. That Ash has been great the whole time here. I mean, really putting pressure on that pharmacy that was up. You see Sassafras there getting that really massive Deadeye that came through that really won them the point back again, because if they wouldn't have had that there, I don't think they would have. I don't think this would be a point over for the side of Gamma. I think Barbados definitely could have taken that and maybe had enough advantage to push further on. But interesting how much Pharah play we saw coming out of both teams. Definitely see that here on Lijiang. Not sure how much more we're going to see coming towards our other maps here, but both teams showing they can really strongly play these pharmacy compositions.
That is absolutely true. It seems like the DPS combo of Sassafras and Xerox has proven to be incredibly strong, but we also see the tank battle going between Takanom and Pulsex, just going back and forth either on the Winstons or the Rhines, both of them getting fantastic shatters there on Gardens, just using their abilities to be able to sustain on the point during Gardens. I feel like we're just in for a great matchup tonight here in the Discord here. It's going to be amazing to see what comes out next as we head to Hanamura for our next map of the evening, our Assault. We'll see if Gamma can keep this streak going, or if Barbados will turn this around to send us to the half 1-1.
Yeah, so we're already going to see both main tanks coming out here on the Orisa. It's going to be hard to run those Reinhardt compositions against a defending bunkered Orisa, so smart choice there out of both sides, honestly. We're seeing the double shield coming out. Mei there on the defense from the side of Gamma. I think that's the right pick there out of Xerox. Mei's just so strong, especially on this point. But sticking with that Ashe still, up on that high ground. Sassafras doing a great job already, so going to be tough for the side of Barbados to push into that, but gonna try it with the Genji Pharah. Definitely not a composition you see all that often. Gonna be really reliant here on these nano blades for them to come through.
That is true, and especially with Sassafras getting additional support from Nefarious, it's going to be hard for them to push into this objective. Maywall now coming up from Xerox, trying to separate out the tanks from the rest of the team. Gonna end up being unsuccessful right there as they try to push in once again. Double shield versus double shield right now at the choke. Not a pick coming in yet. Big anti-nade coming in from Shiny Flare right there, but will get taken down by Demel in return. The picks coming in, but Mei able to take down Pulsex there at the end, but the res going to bring them back into the action. Already 50 seconds off the clock as they continue to hold without a tick to be had.
Yeah, still trying to see if the Pharah can get a little bit more value in. Not getting too much on the side of Barbados so far, so gonna have to try to spam out this Ashe, who's got so much pressure here on the high ground. I mean, you're already up to 70% for that Bob there from Sassafras, so interesting point here. You see them rotating back to point now, trying to deny even more space here from this Pharah. It's gonna be really hard to shoot in.
That is true, and we did have Crazy Malico come in this time around. That was a team swap. Nathal, though, getting that pick onto Takanom is going to start out well, but now the Nano Blade coming in from Mei, cleaning up the remaining four members as the res came in, just getting that. Would have been a beautiful team kill had it not just lasted a little bit too long, but that is going to be objective alpha for Barbados, giving them now just a little over 5 minutes to push into objective Bravo.
Well, they're going to need some time. Gamma seemingly lost that fight just at the right moment if you're the side of Barbados. All the ultimates available for them here. I mean, 4 online right now, 2 more just less than 20% off. So going to be a lot for them to hold with. They got to make sure they're not using all of it right away. Barbados could take dry fights here, but they have a couple of pretty powerful ultimates. They're definitely able to win this if they're able to get some picks to start with. But yeah, you can't lose the Pharah like that.
Yeah, that's not a good way to start. The Blizzard also coming in from Xerox right there, just cleaning up the push on the high ground. The only ones remaining right now are Evate and Vietnamese that are pushing back, or sorry, Nathal rather, and they're going to go ahead and get picked off as they go ahead and pull back once again. Barbados getting ready for their next attack with 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and good job there from Gamma. Reeling these two ultimates. I mean, you saw Demo using the window there, which charges so quickly, especially in these double shields. So smart of them to use that. And then you see the switch now from Xerox over to this Genji now instead. So not going to have the Ana pocket to go with it. But I just think they're going to maybe be attacking the Ana on the side of Barbados instead.
That might be the goal. Nathal coming in with the Gravitic Flux, but gets canceled out at the last minute by Vietnamese. That is not going to be a good way to continue to hold this choke, but Xerox taking down Soup, who came in on the Mercy and is going to go ahead and clean up the rest of the team as they try to get some picks there with the deflect. Not going to get baited out, though, as Barbados just waits for their teammate to get back into the act.
Yeah, Nithal's Gravitic Flux there did a good job just kind of pushing Barbados back. Now, they're kind of pushing as like a 4 and a 2-man unit, that Pharmacy over on the side, but Sassafras there on the Ash has done such a good job dealing with them that they're really waiting the fight before it starts.
My goodness, it is a battle of the Qs as we see the Bongos, the Bob, and the Barrage. All the Bs coming out with those Qs right there. But the cleanup is coming in strong for the side of Gamma. Not phased at all by the Bongos or Barrage, but continuing to hold the objective. 2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, still a good amount of time here for Barbados. I mean, you do want to win those fights when you use 3 ults, but they do have this Nano Blade that's going to be online here soon, so it's going to come down to Demo's Immortality Field to protect them. Or if they're able to use Xerox's Blade on the side of Gamma quick enough here too, because and we see how strong Blades can be. Not going to have the Nano Boost to go with it, but no defensive ultimate to really deal with it if you're the side of Barbados. So if they can get 1 or 2 picks of that, that'll end the fight before it even starts.
Well, that is true. They gotta see if they can make it happen. We see the Hulk coming in with the Blade, looking to see if they can clean it up. Vietnamese goes down to Xerox as May pops the Nano Blade as well. Ends up taking down Sassafras, but the res comes in on to Crazy as Pulsex and Xerox just continue to clean up, reflecting the coach gun onto Crazy Malico and then dashing into Shiny Flare there at the end, just showing the absolute power that Xerox has on that Genji right now. 1:45 remaining for Gamma's defense.
Yeah, now you see the side of Barbados switching over to this Baptiste, trying to maybe counter this Immortality Field for that next Blade that's going to be online. But they got to worry about the rest of the ultimates for Gamma here as well. They're going to have both their support ultimates. The Bob's going to be available. And really only the Valkyrie here for Barbados. And making a couple of swaps here kind of late. We see May over on the Reaper. That's going to be tough for them to get that Death Blossom up quickly.
That is true. Let's see if they can pull it all together. May able to get that initial pick on to Xerox as the Valkyrie coming in there from Soup, looking to see if they can hold it all together. Gravitic Flux now coming in once again, but gets canceled out by Vietnamese. They're trying to move into the objective from the high ground, but currently sitting unsuccessfully as Xerox gets brought back into the fight. Pulsex with the Bongos online. The Bob now being fed into the objective from Sassafras, but it's not touching. Hopefully it can get picks because it's not going to be holding that objective for long. Sassafras, Xerox, Nathal all getting picks, holding this objective strong with only 30 seconds remaining. Barbados has to figure out how they're going to take this last fight.
Yeah, Sassafras on that Ash had perfect positioning over top of point, and nobody was really able to deal with it on Barbados. We saw May switch over to that Reaper then. No Genji to really jump up there and contest the Ash, and they're going to be able to push in here as a group, but not going to have tons to deal with. I mean, the lift that's going to be available from Vietnamese has to be huge, and they can use the window to try to sustain on point, but with the Blade from Xerox, they have no way to protect it.
There it goes. The Blade comes in, ends up taking down Scoop there, but they have to push into the objective. Overtime is ticking away. They could not stay in the Immortality Field there on the bridge, and between Xerox and Sassafras, they just cleaned them up as soon as they left that Immortality. Round 1 is complete with not a tick to be had from Barbados on Objective Bravo.
Yeah, that was so close of getting that percentage in, but good job there from Gamma, just falling back to point quick enough. I mean, the Bob wasn't contested there at the end, but did enough to put the damage through for the team to push in. And I mean, I think Sassafras has really been just really insane on this Ash so far. I mean, just the positioning that Sassafras has been taking has in itself really to stop some of these pushes from Barbados. They're running that pharmacy on attack on the second point. A couple of those picks Sassafras had there on the Ash just kind of stopped the fight in the beginning anyway. And then at the end, taking that high ground positioning, I think really helped clear point around. So gonna stick on the Ash on the attack, it looks like, for them. And I think that's a smart move. We do see a Torb coming out on the defense. Maybe thinking they were expecting to see a Pharah come out of Gamma. Torb, of course, I think it's one of the better points to play Torb. I mean, Torb's pretty strong anyway, but I think this is a good point for it. They're going to be running that double shield composition and an Ash of their own, so a lot of range damage available. The dynamites can be pretty big here, but Gamma going to be running something a little bit more fast-paced with that Lucio Rein Zarya composition, so they're not going to have to worry too much about that double shield dynamite damage you have on that first point attack. They're going to try to just run straight through it, but actually looks like maybe switching over to the Mercy instead, so with no Lucio to help speed boost this Reinhardt, a lot of time for that shield to get broken.
That is true, and a big dynamite already coming in from from Crazy right there as they go ahead and try to get some picks there, starting off with the heals coming in strong. Pulsex just holding off for the rest of the team to get healed up as Xerox able to take down May's turret to start things off. Big hold coming in, but the rock ends up getting absorbed by a Pulsex shield. They're pushing into the objective, but Crazy able to take down Pulsex from the side as they pushed in to the rest of Barbados right there. It looks like they're going to go ahead and hold this as May follows up on to Demel, and that will go ahead and solidify their hold for now with 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, pretty long first attack there to not end up even getting a pick. But Barbados doing good so far. They're getting close to that window. They're going to have it available early on here with nothing really to deal with it on the side of Gamma. They're going to have this Valkyrie, but they're sure going to have to need it to get through because a lot of span damage is going to be coming through here onto the shield. You saw how quick Polisic's shield got melted just pushing into this right room for them. So they're going to try to do this high ground rotation and try to save a bit of the shield, but still, they're starting to see why you run a Lucio with your Reinhardts on maps like these. But if they're able to get a pick here, I mean, they're getting really close to a Xerox blade, and might be able to pull that off here.
That is true. Let's see if they can keep it going. Dynamite coming in. A Shiny Flare trying to hold the team together. Here comes the window. Looking to see if they can amplify that damage and hold everything together. Oh! Coming in from Pulsex right there, and they were all grouped up. There was no way to keep them from holding on. Vietnamese able to get at least Nathal with the Gravitic Flux right there. In a 1v5, though, you are not going to hold together, and Sassafras will take down Vietnamese, grabbing the objective at the 2-minute mark, giving them 5 minutes exactly to take objective Bravo, and they only need 1 tick.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough to get through a Nanoblade covered up Bob. They're going to have Grav here. It's really going to come down to how well Maze Torb can block a lot of point, I think, with this Molten Core going to be available. But they do have Bob. They're going to have both their support ultimates up, so Barbados could definitely hold this here. But they got to be careful about what they use because Gamma's going to be sitting there waiting with all of their ults here, too. And I think, they're going to do the Bob Rush. Oh, I love it.
That is a great way to start things off. Send Bob in to get the percentage going, and there comes the Nanoblade trying to clean it up. Ends up taking down Soup. Sassafras following up onto Crazy, but here it comes the Molten Core, the goo all over the point for May, trying to hold everything together. Oh, but that Dynamite is going to come in huge, and that tick is quick. Gamma will take away this map as well, sending us into halftime 2-0 for Gamma.
Yeah, my goodness, they looked incredibly strong there. You saw how that Bob Rush is a pretty viable strat when all you need is a tick there on the second point. It really forced Barbados to fall back, and they weren't really prepared for it then. You saw May had to then fall to point there with the Molten Core when you want to be shooting that probably from the high ground so you can cover the space a little bit easier. But good job there out of Gamma. I mean, again, I think the DPS looking really strong. We did see that May Blade earlier, though, so I think it was a lot of fun to watch those Genjis kind of pop off on both teams here. I mean, Xerox had a couple of really good blades. May had that great initial one. It wasn't even running the Ana for that, for the map here for Xerox, so interesting to see how well they're able to get a lot of that. A lot of the ultimates off for them. I mean, we talked about how good Sassafras has been doing here on the Ashe, and I mean, you see this high ground they had at the beginning of that fight, and how much pressure that is put on Barbados. They kept trying different angles to push into point, but it seemed like Gamma had the answer every time.
That is absolutely true right there, and just absolutely huge plays for both teams throughout. It's not like Barbados is necessarily doing bad, but it just seems like Gamma has an answer for them every time they try to come up with something new. So go ahead, pop off there in the comments below. Do you think that Gamma will take it all the way to a 4-0, or are we going to beep, reverse sweep for Barbados as we head into the half? We'll be back in about 10 minutes with more Overwatch Tranquility action.
Winter night, the whole city's covered white. Life is boring, reassuring. The day I met you, there's nothing I want more than to be right there by your side. Moonlight, crystal skylines, cross my heart. I'll be there till the end. Right there with you, even though you'll never notice me, 'cause I'm just a street girl crossing worlds and the galaxies just to see you. I'll risk my life knowing that maybe I won't reach your heart, but I can't resist. When the night comes around, little do I know about you now. I'm pretty sure that you're the one. Go around the night and have some fun. Just about the way you make me feel. Everything about you can be real. I'll do anything to have you here, but I'm pretty sure we'll never be. The fact is clear, we're worlds apart. I don't want this, please. Ugh, damn it. Just a space girl crossing worlds and the galaxies just to see you. I'll risk my life knowing that maybe I won't reach your heart, but I can't resist. This is goodbye.
One more time. Ready?
I'm NPC, the Tranquility Hammer. Have you lost Overwatch games due to smurfs, leavers, or throwers? Have you been on the same team as Bard? You may be entitled to compensation.
I used to be in silver. Thanks to NPC and the Overwatch Tranquility community gear, I'm now a gold Moira player, spawn camping Ice, the Season 3 Discord tier MVP. Thanks, NPC!
Go to my website right now and let me fight for discounts for you. Go to owtranquility.org and click store, or go to shop.spreadshirt.com/owtranquility.
I've asked to remain anonymous for my safety, but I'm an admin in an Overwatch community. It can be exhausting work. But these shirts, they're so cheap, I have shirts to burn. And now thanks to NPC, I can own the Zoomers, and I can do it in style.
I'm going to hammer down prices of Tranquility merchandise this week. Up to 15%. If you place your order on July 29th or July 30th, you'll get 15% off your entire order. Go to my website now to get the SR and the Tranquility gear that you deserve. Tranquility merchandise does not guarantee victories in Overwatch or increase in skill rating. 15% off, valid on orders placed on July 29th and 30th at Spreadshirt.com.
Good evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this,
Whenever.
folks. Welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. We are in the Discord tier with Gamma versus Barbados. Gamma currently holding the lead 2-0 before the half, but Barbados still showing up relatively strong throughout the fights. Definitely not a complete pushover for Gamma, that's for sure. We're going to be headed to our next map, Kings Row. I'm your play-by-play Captain Jack, joined by Booth on the analyst booth. As we head into Kings Row, what do you think Barbados needs to switch up or focus on if they're looking to take down Gamma and start this reverse sweep?
I think it's going to come down to them putting a lot more pressure onto the DPS of Gamma. I think the Ashe has had so much really free space from Sassafras there, and it's going to be hard for them to kind of deal with that on first point. I mean, especially if they don't contest the high ground that the Ashe can take here. But I like this initial pick here on the Widowmaker. As I say it, instantly switches off to the Reaper. Of course, always the curse. But I maybe wanted to see some more hit scan out of them or something to deal with that. I mean, May Reaper is a pretty good composition to run right into another team, but it's not the best composition to run into a deep hit scan that's been popping off on the high ground. So I'm interested to see how they're going to take their fights here, because if they're able just to push into the rest of Barbados, Gamma could work.
That is true, and it looks like we see the Ashe Genji coming back out again for Gamma. Oh man, but Takenom gonna take down the ball very quickly as the freeze is coming in from May, just holding strong right now as they just freeze and push, and that is just, they just took down the entirety of Gamma right there. Probably not what they were looking at doing. Evades getting Sassafras there in the end, and they will go ahead and grab Objective Alpha, only taking 45 seconds off their time bank.
Yeah, my goodness. Well, that's how you see you should be running the May Reaper compositions. Right into the other team, wall off somebody, push into them, and then win your fight 6v5. And you see Gamma going to switch off this now, going to a Reaper of their own, and a Pharmacy, which not normally seen here in second point defense. So going to try to force it. Yeah, there it is, forcing Barbados to switch off of something. And now you see over onto the McCree, dropping that Reaper to try to deal with it. But Barbados has the ultimates to really keep winning these fights.
That is true, and we get ready. We see the Coalescence coming on a line for Shiny Flare, probably getting ready to be used here momentarily, as we see the ultimates just stacking up right now in Barbados' favor, pushing it back over and over. Gravitic Flux starting out from Marcel as they go ahead and get the kill right there between the Gravitic Flux, the Rock, and the Freeze. They're just going to lock down this objective right now. The last one to be standing is Xerox, but will fall to Marcel there in the end. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as they move their way furiously into Objective Bravo.
Yeah, Marcel's first map here for Barbados, and showing off there on that Sigma. Gonna give him already in the third. They're even gonna contest against 6 minutes. Woo-hoo! That's a lot of time to be holding there on the third point, and Barbados didn't have to use much with that. Look at all the ultimates still available. 5 online for them here to win this first fight.
That is true, but we do have the window right here to try to help it out. Immortality Field coming out, trying to keep everybody alive, and is working out well. Bad shatter coming in from Takenom, though, as they go ahead and move their way in. Demo will take down Takenom, though, as the shatter is returned there by Pulsex, trying to move them back to spawn. Will end up being successful. The only one to get away is Marcel. They will regroup and spawn very quickly with only 5 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock.
Man, MVP mole in that fight. The Immortality Field there was perfect to save Marcel, and then that window picking up all the kills for them, basically almost winning that fight for them single-handedly.
That is true, but here comes Sassafras on that Reaper, looking to see if they can gain some value. Was trying to drop in and see if they could use the Blossom, but with Marcel having that suck ability, not going to be able to use that just yet. Big Blizzard, though, coming in from May right there, as May on the McCree gets the double kill with that Deadeye. They're going to go ahead and move their way into the objective right now as they just clean everything up. Takanom with that double kill there at the end. And with 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock, it's coming down to a final fight that hopefully they can shut down.
Oh, good job there from Xerox to be able to push in the point. They throw a lot of ultimates right away. The grab with the Reaper Death Blossom is going to be enough. But, oh, that was so close of going all the way through. What 2 meters left on the cart?
Yep, 1.9 meters remaining right there. I was not expecting such quick ultimate usage right there, but even the investment of Xerox now in on the Doomfist as well, being able to just pop people in the air as that Blossom was going off, provided so much additional ability to them. Now down to 3 minutes 30 seconds. Let's see if they can hold it on. May able to take down the fall there at the beginning. The window coming out as we see Xerox punching back, shatter coming down big from Takanom after that, but the immortality will hold everyone together. Shiny Flare hopping the Coalescence, looking to see if they can hold it, but it's not enough with Nathal back in the fight. They end up trading blows. Xerox getting a double, but Marcel and Shiny Flare tying it up right now, but it's not going to be enough to continue to push into this objective with only 3 minutes remaining on the clock. They will back off and prepare for another push.
Yeah, Xerox here on this Doomfist. Initially switching over to that, just trying to contest the point back around that 4-minute mark, but popping off now, sticking on it. You do see May over onto the McCree still, but hasn't been able to really put enough pressure on it yet. Not tons of ultimates going to be up for Barbados. They have that Gravitic Flux, and they're going to have the beat to try to counteract some of the damage coming out from Gamma, but I mean, it's really going to depend on how Xerox can get a pick here on this Doomfist. Yeah, there it is on evades.
Oh, very big pick right there from Xerox as we see the Meteor Strike coming in and not getting the value it's looking for, but Sassafras working in that back line. Big elbow coming in from Xerox right there. Gets the double onto Marcel and Tempest, and that's going to shut down this push once again. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining as Barbados regroups in the spawn.
Yeah, and Gamma, look at all the ults they build up in that fight. They have a fully charged Zarya with Grab, and they have Pulsix there with the Shatter, so 2 fight-winning ultimates for them. The Blizzard that's going to be available here, though, for Tempest on Barbados as the May can be pretty big for them. The early window from Demel going to push them off point a little bit, but they're going to be pushing straight into some big ultimates from Gamma.
That is true, and the Blizzard is going to go down on cart to start things off. Big freeze coming. The Blossom gets traded. May gets taken down by Sassafras as the Coalescence comes in to take down Pulsex. And it is just a trade 1-for-1 between Gamma and Barbados trying to hold control of this objective. Takanom with the triple right there, following up on kills of Shiny Flare and Marcel. They will just go ahead and push that back in, but with it being so far back, they have to get into that objective quickly. Now we're going to see the swap of Nathal over to that ball, but it's going to get frozen out very quickly. Takanom with the Shatter takes down Pulsex, but gets taken down by Sassafras. Gravitic Flux now coming in from Marcel, looking to see if they can bring them off the objective, but no. We see Nathal continuing to boot people off that objective. Now Xerox back in on that Doomfist, looking to see if they can take Marcel out of this fight, and they clean up the objective once again. Marcel and May going for the quick reset. Only 35 seconds remaining on the clock. It's still just that very little bit for them to go.
My goodness, regardless of what happens here, insane hold from Gamma up to here. I mean, 6 minutes up for them. That Wrecking Ball from Neithel did a great job of contesting points. Switching over to the Diva now, maybe thinking that there's a Blizzard up on the side of Barbados to try to eat, but they're going to have a window here from Demel. And they're going to use it real early, try to get a Fire Strike pick in, and ooh, that's a really good job from Barbados to rotate around.
That is true. Then now Shiny Flare popping out the Coalescence, trying to see if they can counter the damage with healing and damage of their own. Takanom and Xerox trading picks on the objective. Now May and Xerox just trying to hold on as a 4v4 fight right now on the objective, but spawn advantage is in favor of Gamma. Meteor Strike coming in from Xerox, trying to hold everything together as the Thal ends up taking down the May. And now we see Nefarious coming out with the rally, trying to boop and flail everyone in sight. And that 1.9 meters will still hold strong as Barbados gets forced off the point in the last moments by Gamma.
My God, what a hold for Gamma there on the third point. That is crazy. I mean, look, 3 times the cart was basically red at the end, but the respawns were just strong enough for them to keep pushing through. Their stall characters were good enough to keep pushing, and Barbados still have a lot of work ahead of them. I mean, basically, Gamma just pushes all the way through. It's over, but I mean, that's still a hard third point. For Gamma to push through. Barbados can definitely be able to hold that. And I'm sure you're all seeing the wonderful other bugs we're going to encounter here with the replay codes. We promise the players didn't disconnect. They're there. There they go. See? I know you all are biting your nails. But I think the DPS of Gamma, I don't want to keep jumping back to them. I think because their whole team's doing a great job. But, I mean, that Doomfist swap there at that third point defense really seemed to be kind of the answer to a lot of what Barbados is putting forward. I mean, I think it was twice that Xerox was able to get a pick onto, I think it would have been I don't actually remember who would have been on the Lucio for Barbados on that map. I think it was Shiny Flare. Oh, Evates. Yeah, Evates on the Lucio, who was like maybe 1 or 2% off from getting beat ready, and then wasn't able to use it in the fight. So just showing how those high pick characters can really be strong. And they're going to try to open with Doomfist Widow here. Speaking of high pick potential characters, those are kind of the 2 best you can go with.
That is true, and if Sassafras is any good at Widow as they have been at Ash, they're going to be providing a whole lot of value. It looks like they're actually going to swap over to the Hanzo, though. Tempest on the Mei, trying to pull out of there as Xerox just taking Marcel out of the fight with the uppercut very quickly. Sassafras following up on the Immortality field, and they are just going nuts right now. Immortality field coming in from Demel, and they will just as quickly take the objective from Barbados as Barbados did them in the first round.
Oh my goodness, Xerox have 4 picks there already, 74% to the Doomfist ultimate. And you see, gonna switch over to the Brigida now on the side of Barbados. It's a good pick. I mean, Xerox is saying, I'm gonna keep playing Doomfist and hyper aggressive with this until you force me to switch. But I'd want to see them switching over to a McCree. Maybe Mei going from the Reaper to the McCree, not Mei the hero.
Yep. I would, you know what? I would love to see Mei in a cowboy hat. I don't know what you're talking about. Big coming in from Xerox, though, ends up getting the double kill right there. Almost frozen out, but Nathal saving Xerox there by taking Tempest out of the action. That cart is moving furiously forward, and now Barbados has the far spawn with 5 minutes on the clock for Gamma.
Yeah, a couple of big switches coming out from Barbados. You see Takanom going off of that Reinhardt over to the Orisa now, and going with the Pharmacy as well. So not going to really try to deal with the Doomfist in the sense of like stun and kill the Doomfist first. They're going to try to apply enough pressure to make Gamma have to switch up their DPS ultimates. But Grab Dragon getting really close from this, have the Shatter. Demel has the window as well. A lot of room here for Gamma to take this quickly.
Yeah, well, the window coming out from Shiny Flare, looking to see if they can provide that pressure to start things off. But Nefarious with the flail taking down a Mei in the sky very early. Here comes the Graviton Dragon, but the Immortality gets taken down. Quintuple kill in the Graviton Surge, and objective number 2 for 5 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock as Gamma is literally repeating what they saw in round 1. The question is, does Barbados have it in them to hold the defense for another 6 minutes?
Oh, I hope they do, but they keep making all these swaps, and now you see Evates back over to the Lucio, and now you see Mei over onto this McCree.
Yeah, Gravitic Flux coming in, traded with the Immortality field. Blizzard going down as well. This might be what they need at least to slow down Gamma for just a moment, but no, here comes Xerox in once again, but gets taken down by Shiny Flare as Mei follows up on Nefarious. They will finally stop this cart at the 35-meter mark with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
Marcel has been so good on the Sigma for Barbados. Saw really won them that last fight. Now Takanom's going to have the bongos for them to push in here, help charge up some more of these ultimates, and now we see Tempest over onto the Reaper again now too, so many swaps coming through from Barbados.
That's true. Evates trying to go in for that boop, almost gets taken out by Xerox there, just couldn't charge that punch fast enough. Bongos now coming out for Takanom as they are pushing in. Saspras able to grab a bait as we see Xerox take down Shining Flare with no healers. For the side of Barbados, it's going to be really difficult for them to continue to hold on to this objective, and the picks just continue to come in. Dragon Strike headed into spawn, and they will grab the objective. Gamma taking the series with that win, 3-0 here on Kings Row.
Yeah, my goodness. It's just lightning fast speed. I mean, I didn't catch the timer at the end, but it was well above 4 minutes left for them on the third point, and Gamma looking so strong. I mean, even if you were just any point, you could have stopped and paused the game and pointed out some great teamwork that they were doing. I mean, you saw Sassafras on the Hanzo. I mean, again, taking that high ground so well on the third, getting on top of some of the crates there, and got that big pick onto the Lucio of Vates, and wasn't able to really provide enough sustain. I think Vates might have had the beat. Had beat drop down as well, so that's so deadly to get those picks on the supports that quickly. But then also you saw how well I think Neithel did had bubble management, spreading that between Pole 6 on the Rhine and also using it for the Doomfist. I mean, Xerox was deep in the backline. I think there was a couple times on camera we at least caught where that bubble was able to save them. But I mean, you got to be doing something right when the DPS on Barbados have been doing a fantastic job. I mean, how many times has Maze single-handedly won some of these fights? But you got to be doing something right if you're the side of Gamma, if you're still able to take these points this quickly when DPS and Barbados are doing well.
That is true right there. And that's something that we kind of see from all sorts of different teams, is that they tend to be stronger on certain positionings than others. They're able to hold, sometimes a strong attack better than a strong defense. And I think that that's what we're seeing here, is that Gamma seems to be very good at doing both. Not only can they provide a furious attack, but also a very strong defense, even when all the chips are down. So I'm really excited to see, will this last match, will Barbados be able to walk away with at least one match in their pocket? Because it's all about map differential, folks. So every single map counts, and we'll be headed to the best place to get your kicks, a Route 66.
I like this map. This is a good one. I think it's Barbados' pick here, but I think this is a really good map for Gamma. Lots of high ground for them to be putting pressure on. Doomfist always being... You can kind of do that dive there on the first point, so maybe see Xerox on the Genji or on the Doomfist, applying pressure up top. They're going to be on defense to start with, and they're going to go with the Ashe Genji. And the Zenyatta coming out. Definitely something you don't see that often. Barbados have the dive kind of set up here with that Zarya Winston, so that Zen's going to be a target. To tell you that, Ferris, you're going to have to be yelling for peels as much as you can going into this one with that Genji also pushing at you. But good picks there, I think, on the side of Barbados. I think they can help try to counter what Gamma's running here.
I can absolutely agree with that one. And it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. The Zenyatta can be a powerful force, especially with the Winston Zarya that we are seeing right here. As long as the Discords keep getting called out, it can work out for them. And Sassafras taking down Takanom as soon as they get onto that high ground. But Vietnamese back in on that Zarya, ends up taking down Nathal as the follow-up comes in from Crazy onto Marcel right there. They are holding incredibly strong as the payload just furiously moving its way into objective number 1 without a care in the world.
Yeah, they lost to Winston, but Vietnamese was full energy already on that Zarya after just 3 bubbles, so that's going to help put a lot of pressure onto Gamma trying to recontest.
That is true. Go ahead and get back into the action as we see the picks just coming. Wow. Oh my goodness. Barbados, I feel like this is just going to be a replay of Kings Row all over again. It's just like these first 2 points, just so furiously Barbados is going to be able to take, but the question is, can they solidify it in the third objective? That was what we saw on Kings Row. That was their downfall, was not getting that last tick.
Yeah, so I think it's a good position here for Barbados. Gamma making a couple of swaps already. You see both supports switching. They have the McCree now going to be available, going with a double hit scan, but Nanoblade soon to be up for Barbados. They have tank ultimates about to be coming online. That grab's going to be huge for them. So in a good place to hold here. I like this at more forward position you've seen out of some of their members, but they got to be careful and not give up too much poke here, because then you'll lose your Winston like that.
Yep, and we see the blade now coming out for May, looking to see if they can get it. Nathal or Demo will fall, as well as Saspers right there. The Rock will go ahead and end that streak right now, but Vietnamese and Crazy are going to continue to get picks right there as Squip follows up on to Nefarious right there. They're going to go ahead and probably grab this objective with Crazy holding on to that Bob, getting ready to throw it on the objective.
Oh, is the Bob? Oh, the Bob's blocking him
They
through.
threw it in the roof. Oh,
Nice. Oh, I like Bob little body blocks holding up top. That's a good use right there. Look at all the ultimates Barbados still has online. They still have both tank ults. They're gonna have this rally to help sustain through, and Gamma's still making some swaps. You have Xerox going over to the Doomfist now. I think the third hero we've seen out of them, but Gamma needs to win this one quick. They have 4 ultimates available, close to a 5th. If I was them, I mean, you kind of want to maybe just push in as soon as we get around this first choke point here. You don't want to give them, you want to win this as quick as you can. I mean, look how much time's still available for Barbados, 5 minutes.
That is true, and May are trying to see if they can take down Xerox on the side. As the bongos come in from Pulsus, Takanom will take it down quickly. Nicole using the Gravitic Flux, but not getting the value they're looking for as well. Takanom now pulling out the Primal Rage, just slamming everyone around, but Sassafras' Bob gonna go ahead and shut that down. They're gonna go ahead and clear the objective, or at least push Barbados back enough that they will regroup back and spawn Demo with the double kill right there. But Sassafras follows up onto May. That is definitely gonna shut down this push for now. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining on the clock for Barbados.
Yeah, switching Takanoff over now to the Reinhardt away from the Winston, definitely a good choice here. You're going to see those Ryan matchups. Still have Neithel here on the Orisa, I believe. Neithel on the Reinhardt, Polius on the Orisa. So going to be interesting to see if that Ryan Zarya comp can take advantage of that double shield.
That is true, and immediately Squip able to take down Xerox as they come in with the Meteor Strike, and now investing the rally as well. The Dynamite just literally driving down everyone's health, but able to hold on strong. May going in with the blade. That's the triple. Getting the quad. There's the quad right there with the blade. May being able to chase them all down. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as we head into final fight territory.
Oh, May's been insane, but 3 ultimates for Barbados here. They have the Bob trying to block the window, and they still have both of their tank ultimates. And oh no, the sleep doesn't go through! Oh, I thought he slept Xerox.
A good way to start things off. As Crazy able to get the double. Graviton Surge rather coming in right there. Shatter coming in as well from Nathal, and they will just shut down this objective right there with 3 minutes remaining on the clock. That counter Shatter literally possibly saved them the game.
It did. Vietnamese seemed to grab everybody there with that growth on the Surge, but oh, good job there to get that to pick up there on the Rhino. They're not going to have tons to deal with Barbados here, but Barbados don't have tons to use yet. You see them switching over to the Sombra now. First time we've seen that tonight. Maybe trying to deal with Sassafras over on the high ground on the Ashe. So instead of trying to run a divey comp to take care of it, they're going to try to put pressure here with the Sombra. So interesting to see what Crazy is going to be able to do with it. They're kind of waiting to get a little bit of more of an angle before they push in, but while that's happening, just time ticking off the clock for them.
That is true, and oh man, we see the hack come in onto Xerox. Was just patiently waiting to get them in the back line, but Squip gonna take them out with the flail once again. Pulsex though pushing in the front line, takes down Takanom, and the trades just coming in. Vietnamese versus Nefarious right now as pick after pick comes in. Demo and Vietnamese able to follow up on Crazy and Nefarious as the Dynamite takes out May. They will push them back to the choke as they continue to hold this objective. 1 minute, 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, smart disengage there at the end, even though they were up on a couple of numbers. I mean, if you have a highly charged Zarya and you only have 3 members and your spawns are kind of close, I agree to hold back at the end. Oh no, the Shatter!
Oh, big Shatter gets traded with the Nano Blade as May working their way into the back line, able to get down the Immortality Field, but not soon enough until the Blade wears out. And now we see the Bob invested by Sassafras, looking to see if they can get some picks. May will end up falling to the big robotic Butler right there as we are able to see Swift fall as well to Sassafras' gun. And whoa, Graviton Surge coming in huge right there for Nathal as they just continue to hold strong right there. Only 60 seconds remaining on the clock.
Ooh, I don't know if you want to invest that one if you're Vietnamese. That's a tough one to lose for them. That grab can be a fight winner. But now you see Gamma switching over Neithel to the Zarya of their own, so going to be matching Ryan Zaryas here on both sides. And basically 3 of the tanks with nothing. You have Takanom there, still has the Shatter. That's enough to win him the fight. But it's going to be really strong if Crazy's able to get enough charge up here on the Sombra. They might be getting an EMP up mid-fight, which, considering this is his last fight, that's the time to get it.
That is true, and Nefarious has the Rally online as well, so it's going to be Shatter versus Rally. Xerox getting Squip in the backline. That's a great way to start things off, as we see Nefarious able to follow up onto May. So with a healer and a DPS out of the fight, it's going to be hard to hold on to this with only 10 seconds remaining. Sassafras getting the double kill onto Shiny Flare and Vietnamese, and nobody's there to trigger the objective into overtime. That is it goes into overtime anyway. It looks like they were just doing enough, but nobody's able to get back in time regardless. Sassafras able to take out Evates there at the end as the round completes again, just shy of objective number 3. Barbados gotta be kicking themselves that they weren't able to get it all the way in.
Oh, I don't know in many worlds where you end up with 6 minutes on third point Kings Row, then about 5 minutes on last point for Route 66, and still get held on both. But I mean, they're getting so close. Gamma's defense just proving to be really strong. That's tough. I mean, these are pretty tough points to push through. I mean, it's not rare to see holds there at the third point on 66 for sure. So Gamma, I mean, looking really strong there on the defense, like we were saying. So up to them here to get that 4-0. Definitely going to be doable. Barbados is going to be opening up something a little different here. Hanzo and the Sombra, definitely not a comp we've seen out of their DPS so far. I do like the Bat Brig. I think that'll be good if we start seeing some of the dive coming in from Gamma, which it looks like they're going to be running that Nano Blade, so going to be able to help peel there a little bit. But the Sombra's an interesting choice. Guessing that they were going to expect some Doomfist to come out of Gamma. That's why they're running that Sombra and the Brigida, which you saw the Sombra doing a good job stopping that anti-dive there on third point defense. But Xerox going to be sticking on the Genji, it looks like so far. Running that Rhine Sigma, so not really going to have tons else to dive up top with. But the Hanzo, I think, also could be pretty good for them here. It's always strong to be able to get a little shield break, which they're gonna have. Reinhardt Sigma, that's a lot of blue shield to shoot through. But you'll see if they have it up for.
All right, well, it looks like it's already May versus Xerox right there as May retreats back to the safety of the team. Big hack coming in on Nathal already, but not a lot of damage to be able to follow up onto that. But that's going to go ahead and raise some pressure there for Tempest as they continue to hold on to Big Earls right now. Payload moving in as Crazy, looking to get that pick. Gonna follow up on to Nathal, seeing if they can get that last one. Not gonna be able to, as we see Sassafras moving in for that attack. They are now dropping down as May ends up taking down Xerox right there. Trade comes in from Pulsex, but May taking down Sassafras as well. May just showing up huge right now on that Hanzo as they go ahead and lock down the objective with about 3 minutes left on the clock.
They gotta be careful though, they don't have Shiny Flare there on the Brigida, so this Genji has a little bit more space to be diving in here. If they can force out an early Immortality Field, not gonna be too much to stop this initial push here from Gamma, but they're gonna keep poking, it looks like, which give Barbados enough time to get some of the respawns back.
That is true. Now we already see the Dragon Strike coming in, but big old rock coming in from Nathal regardless. Sassafras now on the Hanzo looking to see if they can get picks of their own, but Takanom going to take them out very quickly. Crazy following up onto Xerox with both the DPS out. That is going to be a hard hold right there from Barbados once again with 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, great hold from them so far. They're doing a really good job with this composition. 4 ultimates landed. Yeah, May, there you go. Gonna push them back to spawn a little bit longer. And gonna be an ult fest here going into this next one. I mean, just running through the top, you have double tank ults coming out on both sides. You're gonna have Nano Blade up soon for Gamma. You're gonna have a Dragon Strike. You got EMP. It's really gonna come down to who pushes Q first and who catches who.
That is true, and Crazy already working on a Pulsex right there with the EMP online. Gravitic Flux coming in from Nathal, allowing Sassafras and Xerox to clean up with the arrows and blade. They are finally able to push past this defense. The only one that left nearby right now is May, but will get taken down by the Storm Arrow of Sassafras. With 1 minute 15 seconds on the clock, it looks like they will be headed into a last fight here on objective number 1.
Yeah, they're going to push in and try to deal with it, but it's going to be hard for them. A really good touch there from the Sombra to give him a bit more space, because the Dragon Strike kind of switched him around, but with the Flux coming out too, the beat's going to be available to deal with it, and no picks really coming through from Barbados.
Yeah, that Dragon Strike starting off ended up using the Immortality Field very, very early before they were able to get into that objective, and then a huge Sleep Dart coming in from Demol right there onto the Sombra Crazy allowed Sassafras to go ahead and take them out, and then the additional ultimates used by Nathal and Xerox right there just continued to clean up that objective. Absolutely beautiful work for their team. They're able to grab objective number 1, but they only got 2 minutes 50 seconds on the clock, and that first pick on Crazy is going to provide them even more space here on objective 2.
Yeah, that's a lot of the scouting that was going to be available for this side of Barbados gone. They're going to have to kind of just wait around the corner here, try to sustain 5v6. Not going to be able to get any hacks off. I'm sure they'll be looking to get a hack there onto the Reinhardt. But going to have Shatter Up. Double tank ults available again for Gamma. Basically had that in the last fight. So a lot of ults available to win here.
Ooh, and that's a big one. Ends up getting 2 right there. And the cleanup comes in from Xerox. A double dash kill right there at the end as Pulsex takes down Vietnamese, and that is a complete shutdown of their team. The only one I don't think they got was their Sombra Crazy, who is just hanging out there to the side, looking to see if they can stall the objective until they get back. 2 minutes remaining on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to try to contest here. The Sombra doing a good job for that again, but Gamma has all the ults to deal with it. Nano Blade forward too. I mean, that's going to get a couple of pixels. They throw out the Dragon Strike just to make sure, and that was a pretty quick take for them. I think they had about, what, 2.5 minutes or so? 2 minutes 45 once they got through the second there, so 3 minutes available for them. That's definitely enough time to push through, but I mean, you saw how Barbados with about 5 minutes or so wasn't able to get through on it, and had to use a lot to win there at the end. They still have the Gravitic Flux. Barbados going to be close though here with Gravitic Flux of their own. They're going to have the EMP, they have the window as well, but big pick there on the May.
That is going to be a huge start for them, providing a lot of space and not a lot of damage over distance for Barbados right there. The hack comes in on to Pulsex to push them back to the cart, but it looks like with that EMP online, that could provide a lot of value to the side of Barbados if they've got some great ultimates. Oh, Crazy getting found out right there by Nefarious on the Lucio. Not going to be able to use that EMP too quickly. Moving in, we see Nathal with the Gravitic Flux looking to see if they can take down their counter. Vietnamese will fall as Nefarious able to take down Takenom with both tanks out of the fight right now. Oh, and a follow-up onto Crazy. They are moving furiously into objective number 3 with not a lot to stop them.
No, since May fell so early, they weren't able to build up the Dragon Strike quick enough here. Now they're going to get Nano here. They're going to have Shatters. They're going to have Lifts. They're going to throw them all out at once for you.
It's a battle of the Qs, and a big old one coming there in the end as Takenom hits that Shatter with grace and poise, ends up getting 2, and Squift here following up with the rally, providing armor to everyone as they take back the objective with only 1 minute 30 remaining on the clock. Gamma has to lock this down. This is a win or loss territory here in the next minute.
It is. They got the Shimada Brother ultimates up. Definitely enough to help win through the fight. They used the Nano at the end, so they're not going to be able to combo that there with the Blade, but the beat for sustain can be helpful for them. And yeah, use it right away.
That is true, and with Sassafras taking down May so quickly, not going to be able to use the dragons to keep them off the objective. Dragons coming in, as well as the blade from Sassafras and Xerox cleaning up the objective so quickly. Dragon Strike comes in from spawn, but the dragons can't stop the cart, and Gamma in a 4-0 sweep will take this matchup here on Route 66, setting them up for a great start to Season 5.
Yeah, my goodness, they did a fantastic job there. 4-0 for them, pretty dominant fashion. I mean, they did a I don't know, they just did a really good job. I think that those DPS were just popping off for them completely. I mean, I don't know how many times are we looking at how well the Ash was doing from Sassafras, and then Xerox coming in on the it would have been the Genji or the Doomfist, just completely. Just, I mean, so many times we had to see Barbados switching over to something kind of anti-diving. They had to do the Sombra just to try to deal with that Doomfist. They kept switching over to the Brig, and it just wasn't seeming to be enough for them. But I mean, Gamma looking like a really strong team there after tonight.
That is true, but I don't think Barbados is one to shake a stick at either. They were definitely holding their own a majority of the evening, showing to just be as powerful as Gamma. I feel like one of the things that I was seeing throughout is that Gamma was grouping their ultimates very often. You know, you would see just the sequence of like one or two ultimates kind of being used in sequence with one another. The typical ones that we'd normally expect, like the Graviton Dragon, but sometimes it was a little bit more unorthodox, like the Shatter with the Meteor Strike, or with the Blade, the Blade Dragon, Dragon Strike rather, going together, so that you have the Dragon Strike Chaos, and then the Blade goes in to try to clean everything up for the people that got away. It just seemed like it was just so precisely timed from Gamma, whereas when you're seeing from Barbados, it just seems like, okay, we're gonna throw in this ultimate and hope it does something, kind of.
Yeah.
So I hope that Barbados will be able to take away from this a little bit. I'm not saying, obviously they did an incredible job tonight, but just a couple of tweaks here and there to be able to figure out how to take out Gamma, as well as other teams that they may face throughout Season 5. So let's go ahead and throw it to a player of the match. Who would you give it to there, Booth?
So I'm gonna grab one from each team. I think on the side of Barbados,
Okay.
I think the Vietnamese was insane there on the off tank. Marcel did a great job on the off tank as well. Only got to see them on Kings Row, but I mean, I think the tanks on Barbados did a fantastic job tonight. And Vietnamese definitely was the standout for me on their side. But then looking over at Gamma, I think I got to give it to Sassafras. So many times that Ash, I think, really ended up kind of winning them a few of the points just from positioning. A couple of the big picks they were able to pull off at the beginning. The Hanzo did really well there on Route 66 as well for them. Their team also, beginning of the season, we sent out some questionnaires, identified Sass as being the team MVP. Their IGL, which you don't normally hear that coming out of a DPS player, so pretty interesting, and obviously a pretty important part to their team. But yeah, I'm going to go with Sassafras over on the side of Gamma, and then Vietnamese on the side of Barbados.
All right, and I think I'm gonna have to give some healer love tonight between Evates and Demol. Just
Yeah.
both of them on the supports doing an incredible job working with their team. Both of them on the Batiste or the Lucio throughout various fights, just providing a lot of support. Great windows, great beats for both of them, just doing an absolutely phenomenal job. So both of you taking away my player of the match tonight. Be sure down in the comments below to be sure to let us know who your player of the match was for this matchup. Now, note that this is getting played a little bit out of sequence. So if you want to know the upcoming schedule, be sure to check us out at twitch.tv/OW Tranquility. Our typical schedule is Monday nights. We have the Iris podcast, where we have wonderful members from our community talking about how we see the previous week's matches. Did they match up with where we saw the match lining up at once it took place? Like, for instance, tonight's match, the community voted a very tight, I believe it was like 25 to 24 or something like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
or tonight's match between Gamma and Barbados. So, obviously, based on the gameplay, it was incredibly close. The score does not do justice what we saw from
No,
these two
not at all.
teams. But it seems that the community was in on how close this game was going to be. So be sure to check that out. And you can also see it Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. We have our Harmony, Discord, and Transcendence tiers, respectfully, planned out on those nights as well. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check out all that action. But thank you so much for joining us here. Like if you liked. If you have any ways that we could improve this is kind of a new territory that we're going into. So we're always looking to try new things. So let us know. And that's it for us here at Overwatch Tranquility. I'm Captain Jack.
And I am Booth OW. Feel free to reach out if you have any comments to anybody, but especially to me if you can in Discord about the comments here for these YouTube feature matches. As Jack said, our first one we've done here for the season, kind of a new format for all of us producing games off of replay codes. So feel free to let me know of anything you guys see.
And we'll see y'all next time.